Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Today we begin an audiobook journey together, starting with the prologue of a story that's very close to my heart. Above the clouds, below the stars. To all the flight attendants, unspoken hearts, unshaken souls, you rise against the wind, rest against the clouds, smiling through fatigue and carrying kindness everywhere. I was a 28-year-old flight attendant flying for one of the Middle Eastern airlines, a place where standards were sacred and service was an art. The rules were strict, the culture unfamiliar, and it took time to truly understand their world. But it was easy for me to quickly blend in due to my flexible and friendly personality. I am 2 inches less for a 6 feet with a fit physique. Many people have complimented my smile as my dimple let out a positive aura. My frizz-free straight hair, always tied up, stayed neatly and shined naturally. I was my sole family 6 years back when I joined this airline. I lost my parents when I was 12 and I grew up on my own, facing the cruel world as it came. My childhood had given me enough trauma and scars to never want to look back, which made this place a heaven for me. Becoming a flight attendant happened by coincidence, an escape plan that I believe God quietly weaved for me. I was heading for a job interview when I noticed a crowd walking into a nearby 5-star hotel, all dressed in formals similar to mine. Out of curiosity, I followed them in, and the rest began to define my life. Sometimes I wonder, what if I chose not to walk in? I might have died an old maid. The job I am in is a vulnerable one, and not many truly understand it. Being a flight attendant isn't easy, neither physically nor mentally. One of my passengers who flew from Thiruvananthapuram to Heathrow said, "Hats off to you for doing this job. It's not meant for everyone." Another one who moved from Clark to Canada said, "I have no idea how you managed to fly so many sectors in a month. I couldn't even handle one trip. It was endlessly tiring. Thanks for doing what you do." If you don't quite understand what they mean, you should try a long haul flight in economy. Just once, then you'll know. Still, I must admit, I love flying. I cherish the uncanny encounters with passengers. Sometimes they are strange and mysterious, other times they are easy to read. I could go on forever describing the passenger profiles I've met along the way. Every crew member on any given flight would agree with me when I say this. No teacher, no college can teach you the lessons that a voyage can. To find your answers, you must travel. Just travel. Just to share a glimpse of my life, I'd tell you a few instances. To start with, there are people who ask for black coffee with milk, green tea with sugar, drinks with snow on top, whiskey on the rocks with no ice, and the list goes on. Some become so unreasonable that they ask for fast food, fried chicken, or even request that we cook a specific meal for them. I'm not sure they realize that we are inside a metal tube, not in some kind of food court. There is a destination people often fly to for pilgrimage purpose. If we're not vigilant enough, we might find the river flowing from the lavatories, because some travelers actually take baths inside those tiny cubicles. I can never imagine how they manage to shower in a space where there's barely enough room to stand properly. On one flight, there was a lady who kept crying. She wouldn't eat or drink anything. I knew I might be invading her personal space, but I had to ask if she was okay, as it was a very long flight. She told me she was mourning her mother's loss. I had no words to comfort her. All I could do was gently coax her to drink some water. I stayed by her side with a tissue box in hand, listening as she spoke about her mother. After many hours, I finally convinced her to eat something. She needed the strength to reach the funeral, didn't she? People are mostly lonely in this world. Sometimes all they really need is someone to listen. Half their pain fades away right there. On another flight, a young lady was crying by the window seat in business class. I approached her to comfort, but it turned out they were tears of joy. She said she couldn't believe she was flying 35,000 feet high, enjoying a business class service sponsored by her company. She felt abundantly blessed and overwhelmed by the experience. I offered her my signature drinks and spoiled her with my world class service, which made her journey even more memorable. Somehow, every individual carries a different perspective. That's how we're all created. I have learned that every single person is unique, and we must strive to make ourselves shine a little brighter with each passing day. It's a simple goal, yet one that can lead us toward becoming better versions of ourselves. Someone wise once told me that we don't always have to strive to become a shining star for the world. Rather, we could just choose to be a firefly and light up one person's path for a night. Making a choice and moving at our own pace with confidence needs indefinite courage and self esteem. If I talk about adventures, it's not just the passengers, even the crew have their own stories. At times they can be dense, at other times exceptionally creative. I have seen my colleagues make teddy bears and swans out of tissue paper. Once the flight takes off, we become true all-rounders. We play countless roles on board, from engineers to babysitters, including the occasional adult babies. We're trained to handle everything from a mere headache to a major heart attack, from everyday turbulence to life threatening emergencies. My folks have even handled deliveries on board, and we take immense pride in that. We have saved a life at times and witnessed the loss of one at others. It's all part of the game of life. We see its extremes up close. This reminds me of a colleague who once went to fetch the bassinet back from a passenger and accidentally brought the baby along with it. My galley in charge once heated up the dinner meals instead of breakfast, and we ended up serving biryani and curry at 7 in the morning. I, on the other hand, once announced, "Welcome to Frankfurt" instead of Paris, and everyone panicked. That's when I realized passengers do pay attention to the announcements after all. When I was new, my seniors used to prank me by sending me to deliver a glass of water to seat 13 Alpha, which didn't exist, by the way. On every other flight, they tried to pull the same prank as we flew with different sets of crew all the time, and I eventually started playing along just for fun. Nowadays, though, we don't need to prank Gen Z. They pranked themselves. We were about to start boarding in Oslo, Norway, and were informed to wear our jackets since it was cold outside. One junior crew member, however, went ahead, unwrapped a life jacket, and wore it instead. During my early days, my biggest struggle was understanding dialects and slang. In my defense, it was my first real international exposure to such a diverse mix of cultures. I remember flying to Adelaide once when a gentleman asked me for something I couldn't decode. Even after asking him to repeat it 4 times, I felt terrible as he finally gave up trying. I was very close to asking him to write it down. Just then, another crew member passed by and helped me decipher the mysterious phrase. Could I get some Coke Zero, please? I also remember my first time in Heathrow. I was a big fan of English movies. That's how I learned the language at the first place and had worked up on my British accent a bit too. So I walked into a fast food restaurant and tried to put on my best British accent while ordering. To my amusement, I couldn't understand a single word the staff said in reply. After making him repeat himself 3 times, I finally gave up. Just to save a bit of dignity. I'll come back later, I said. With time, I learned to navigate many accents and unfamiliar slang. Believe me, I have never served vodka to someone who asked for water. All these experiences shaped me into a wiser individual as I learned something new every day. My excitement, however, gradually decreased with every additional flying hour. Eventually, like every other cabin crew member, I turned into a kiosk, home delivery, and D&D type of person. And no, I'm still not an introvert. Not yet, at least. Thank you all for listening to the prologue. I will catch you all in the next video, chapter 1. Bye bye.